Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Scott Manning coming to you live from Scott Manning YouTube Sports Talk. The Big 12 championship game has now wrapped up. The Oklahoma Sooners have beat the Texas Longhorns 39-27 in the 2018 Dr. Pepper Big 12 championship game. My reaction is simple. The officials need to go back to referee school. They got to figure out how they're going to call these pass interference calls. I saw this game. I saw a bunch of muggings out there today. I'm trying to be fair and impartial as possible. Oklahoma got away with a lot of crap today. Texas couldn't get away with anything. Here's a case in point. Penalties today. Texas was penalized 13 times for 128 yards. Oklahoma was penalized 5 times for 60 yards. I saw a couple of pass interference calls that should have been called but weren't. That wasn't. There was one play, little Jordan Humphrey basically might as well just got mugged by an Oklahoma defensive guy. It was ridiculous. The officiating was horrible. If you ask me, I think Lincoln Riley paid off the officials. I really do. You wasn't bet some of this was changing hands. But all in all, I got to be fair. Kyler Murray, 25 of 34, 379 yards, 3 touchdowns. He carried the ball 10 times for 39 yards. CeeDee Lamb, he had to step up for Hollywood Marquise Brown today. Marquise Brown had to leave the game because of an apparent ankle injury. He had 6 receptions for 167 yards today. Trey Sermon, 15 carries, 65 yards and a touchdown. And that's all and that was basically a big victory right there for Oklahoma. Now for Texas. Sam Ehlinger, 23 of 36, 349 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. He carried the ball 15 times for 42 yards and 2 touchdowns. Colin Johnson, 8 receptions, 177 yards, and a touchdown today. Little Jordan Humphrey, he was not much of a factor today. The Oklahoma defense did a fantastic job of stopping him today. 7 receptions, 51 yards, and a touchdown. What can you say? Now, as far as first downs go, Oklahoma took that 29-23 over Texas. Third downs today. Oklahoma was slightly better, going 8 of 14, while Texas was only 8 of 13. Total yards. Oklahoma put over 508 yards total offense today. Texas only had 437. Penalties. And I'll say it again. Some of those penalties that Texas got called against them were BS. I'm sorry. I mean, okay, there were some that should have been called. But some of them, you got to be kidding me. Oklahoma was only penalized 5 times for 60 yards in that game, and they basically got away with murder, to be honest with you. I saw a couple of plays, they got away with a mugging. There should have been some calls on pass interference. They weren't called. That was bull. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be fair and impartial, but the officiating was just flat sucked. Excuse my French. It was ridiculous what I saw out there today. The officiating was horrible. 2 pass interference calls. Little Jordan Humphrey got mugged on one of those calls that should have been called but weren't. Yeah, you're right. Mike James Boxing, you nailed it correctly. PI calls are why the Big 12 doesn't play press man. It was ridiculous. I mean, both teams only turned the ball over once, but Sam Ehlinger's turnover came at the worst possible time, which clinched the game for Oklahoma. What can you say? The Oklahoma Sooners, they did it. They really improved from that last meeting in October. It was all Texas. It was all Texas for like almost the first quarter. They had Oklahoma on the ropes. They let them off the hook. That's what happened today. I mean, the Texas defense, I agree. That safety, it was after the safety. Yeah, that safety, the game was over. Mike James Boxing, thank you so much for weighing in on this. Texas, in the second half, couldn't answer the bell. Don't just blame the officials. Texas couldn't do much of anything. Little Jordan Humphrey, The Oklahoma defense did a fantastic job there, holding them to 7 receptions for 51 yards and a touchdown. That was it. Now that means Oklahoma, really good chance they'll be in the college football playoff now. Unless, now you know, Georgia's probably going to lose to Alabama. But Clemson Pitt, I think after the Georgia-Alabama game, we'll know for sure who's in. But the Oklahoma defense today stepped up to the plate. And I'm going to tell you right now, it was a great game all around. Congratulations to the Sooners. But I think some of those officials need to go back to referee school. I really do. Yeah, you're right. Oklahoma, they're going to get blown away. Mike James Boxing, thank you for that comment. And I'm going to tell you right now, Mike James Boxing may be right. If they get into the playoff, they're going to get blown away unless they score in every possession and keep it close. Because if you remember back in that meeting in October, they couldn't do anything. Because you know Notre Dame, Notre Dame's offense is good. Clemson's offense is fantastic. Alabama, if they put 6, I will be shocked if they at least put 40 or 50 on the board against Georgia today. I will not be shocked because Alabama's offense is just that damn good. Excuse my language again, and I apologize for it. However, Oklahoma got the job done today. They win the Big 12. They'll probably be in the college football playoff, barring some miracle. Now, I'll say this, though. The officials did a horrible job today. The officiating was just awful. I mean, Texas got penalized 13 times for 128 yards. You're kidding me, right? Oklahoma basically almost got away with murder. It was ridiculous today. But you know what? All in all, I think Mike James Boxing put it correctly. Oklahoma, if they get into the college football playoff, they're going to get their doors blown off because, like I said, Notre Dame's offense is good. Ian Book, one of the best quarterbacks that Notre Dame's had in years. Clemson, their offense is excellent. Alabama, all you need to know is Tua Tagovailoa. And the SEC championship game is actually about to, either it's underway or it's about to get underway. But I'm going to tell you right now, after what happened today in the Big 12 championship game, Oklahoma's in because their defense stepped up to the plate today. And the bottom line is, some of those calls that should have been called didn't get called. I mean, there was a couple of pass interference calls that got away with it. Bottom line. But I'm going to say this, though. Oklahoma really has shown me a lot. They allowed 27 points. The last 4 games, the defense has allowed 47 points or more. And I thought after last week against West Virginia, after the way they played, and their defense was awful, I figured, Texas is going to pull off the upset. Their defense answered the bell today. Now, we won't know what's going to happen with Hollywood Marquise Brown until the college football playoff game. And we'll have to find out where they're going. But if Marquise Brown is not available, Oklahoma, and you can go to the bank with this, ladies and gentlemen, Oklahoma will get their doors blown off. And I do agree with Mike James Boxing on that. Sir, thank you so much for weighing in on that here this afternoon. All right. Now, before I go, it's time to hand out some game balls. Now, I'm going to have, you know what? 2 game ball recipients and a whole group's going to get a game ball. The first game ball goes to Kyler Murray. 25 of 34, 379 yards, 3 touchdowns. He carried the ball 10 times for 39 yards. CeeDee Lamb is a game ball recipient. 6 receptions, 167 yards, and that's basically all. And I'll tell you right now, I'm going to give out one more. Trey Sermon, 15 carries, 65 yards, and a touchdown. And you know what? Considering as much better they played, the Oklahoma defense, the whole defensive group, is going to get a Scott Manning game ball. Now, what are these game balls worth, ladies and gentlemen? If you're tuning in for the first time, what are they worth? They're not worth anything except a pat on the back. But I want to recognize them for all the hard work they did and that Oklahoma defense put in today. Kyler Murray, CeeDee Lamb, Trey Sermon, congratulations. You guys are my game ball recipients. Now, here's the next question. What's going to happen to Oklahoma when they get into the college football playoff? You know, Hollywood Brown got hurt his ankle, and they had to cart him off the field. He had to go to the locker room on the cart. But he came back out for the celebration. So what's going to happen there? We'll have to wait a couple of days. But I'm telling you right now, it's going to be very interesting how this goes and where Oklahoma is going to wind up. Because if Marquise Brown is not available for the playoff game, wherever they go, Oklahoma will get their doors blown off. Bottom line, and you can go to the bank with that all the way to the end. All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Thank you so much for taking some of this time with me here this afternoon. They're about to kick off for the SEC Championship game. I will be back tonight between 11:30 and midnight for the college football/basketball show wrap-up. I'll be talking college basketball, too. I'll be handing out college football game balls, and I'll be handing out my first ever hardwood awards for all the players on the college basketball court here today. Thank you guys so much for being with me. My show, I will have if you didn't get the chance to see it live, I will have it available on my YouTube account, on my YouTube channel. Just all you have to do, type my name down. My name is Scott Manning. The last name, S-E-O-T-T, last name, M-A-N-N-I-N-G. All you have to do is type my name down, scroll down, look for this pretty face, click subscribe, and you'll see all the sports videos I have done so far. Thank you guys so much for taking the time with me here this afternoon. You guys have a great day. I'll be back between 11:30 and midnight for the college football/basketball wrap-up show. I will wrap up Conference Championship Saturday in football, and I'll talk about a few basketball games as well. Thank you guys so much for being with me. You guys have a great day, and God bless.